He's pretty mentally weak in the ring. You know, as soon as things don't start going his way,
Yeah.
he starts to crumble, and things aren't going to go his way. So I think he's going to crumble.
Yeah.
Jake Paul reacted with surprise after intense sparring clips of Gervonta Tank Davis surfaced online. Despite the buzz, Jake expressed that he actually gets excited when people criticize or doubt him. As it adds more thrill to each fight, he emphasized that he's continuing to train hard and remain focused, confident in his abilities. Jake stated that he's wanted to fight Tank for a long time, and now that the opportunity is finally here, he truly believes he can beat him.
Stand on business and say the other person's gonna win. I like it.
So when
it makes it fun.
When he lay your boy out, I mean,
he's my boy too. I love Mike.
I mean, Mike will move from this side to this side without you knowing exactly at which moment.
Showbiz. The adult strongly responds to critics who claim Gervonta Davis took the fight with Jake Paul just for the money. He argues that the situation is far more complex than people think. Jake Paul revealed that the fight contract includes a special knockout bonus, which shifts the motivation entirely. With a large bonus tied to a knockout, Tank will be pushed to go all out, making sure he's never the one on the canvas. This fight, therefore, isn't just about pride. It's about both money and legacy. Showbiz emphasizes that many are overlooking the psychological aspect. Tank is a prideful fighter, and the thought of being knocked out by a YouTuber-turned-boxer is unthinkable to him. So, when critics label it a simple cash grab, they miss the deeper competitive drive behind it. According to Showbiz, Tank's reputation matters more than any paycheck, and Jake's mention of the knockout bonus may have only raised the stakes, making the fight even more personal and intense.
You guys told me that Gervonta Tank Davis is just taking this fight for a payday. He's just trying to get to the bag. Well, you got the fight itself, which is a payday, and you got a KO bonus on top of that, a big bonus. That's what Jake Paul said.
They're going to get a big bonus.
And they got a side bet of $2 million.
Let's make it two.
Y'all gonna shake on it?
Yeah.
Shake on it?
Shake on it.
$2 million.
2 mil? 2 mil?
2 mil. Let's do
2
it.
mil. Bro, get a shake.
Oh, they're shaking left here.
2 mil.
There we go.
Oh my fuck.
Why not get the entire bag? Whenever I got good food on my plate, I clean the plate. There is no reason to board y'all. Hold on. Because I'm gonna play some Marvel Rivals. Let me get all this together. I'm gonna be playing some Marvel Rivals later. Hold on, let me get my fly. Cause no cream. And yes, no cream. Because I'm fired up today. I got on the scale today and I'm 209 pounds. Okay, you guys know that I'm on the fitness journey. I'm showing you guys my video journal. And I started at 217 pounds when I started all this 12 days ago. And I'm telling you, I'm seeing faint ass. Hold on, the faint ass. Woo! The faint ass! The faint ass! The faint ass! I'm telling you, it'll be back. I will be back. I want my Terminator shit. And when I'm done, I'm going to tell you guys my secret and exactly how I did it. I'm talking about step by step, everything. I'm going to be in great shape like I was. When I turned 45 and all the gray in the beard, I was just like, it ain't over, bro. It ain't over. Hold on. Let me. Ooh. Dr. Doe. Okay. All right. But listen, a lot of you guys calling this a fake fight and all this shit. I'm going to quote one of you in the war room. I forgot, one of my show business partners said, was it Justin Hill? I forgot who it was. You guys said, something like, and if I misquote you, I'm sorry, but it was dope. You said something like, if this is a fake fight, it definitely has real consequences. I keep telling you guys, man, if it goes on their real record or not, whatever it is, you know what you saw. It's just like Ryan Garcia versus Devin the American Dream Haney. Devin Haney is still undefeated, but we know what we saw. You cannot erase what we saw. If Jake Paul knocks out Tank Davis, there's some real circumstances. The shit goes viral, and I'm going to lose $10,000. Jake Paul isn't just going to win in this exhibition. but he's also going to get a knockout bonus and an extra $2 million.
Robert Garcia sees the situation like someone with a lot of experience. He says there's nothing really wrong with Tank fighting Jake Paul. It's his career, his choice. But the timing feels off. Garcia points out that big names like Mayweather, Tyson, and Pacquiao didn't do exhibition fights until after they had already won major titles and built strong legacies. Tank isn't there yet. He still owes fans the big, serious fights, the kind that prove you're truly great, silence doubters, and go down in history. Garcia says the problem isn't the fight itself, but what it means instead of testing himself against top fighters like Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney. Tank picked a flashy match with Jake Paul to Garcia. It feels like he's trying to skip an important step. He believes Tank is skilled enough to earn real respect the right way, but going after easy fame through showy fights could hurt his name. To him, this fight comes too soon, more of a show than a move toward true greatness.
Stop the contest before something like that, but I don't know, what's your just take on the whole thing?
I'm not very interested in it. That doesn't excite me. I know it's going to do really good numbers. I know they're making a lot of money, which is good for them, good for Tank, because in boxing that's what everybody looks for. I think it's, you know, the good thing is they announced it as an exhibition, which is, I'm okay with it. You know, everybody does it. Mayweather has done it. Ali did it. You know, the only thing, my personal opinion is Tank, you know, they all did it when they had already accomplished so much. They already did so much. Mayweather did everything in boxing and accomplished everything. Muhammad Ali did the same, and many others that have done it. I think Tank never gave us the fights that we really wanted. Never really gave us those challenges. He never really challenged himself. He didn't give Rhodes that rematch, which he should have. You know, Mayweather did it when he had a hard time with Maidana and Castillo. Right away, he did the rematches to prove everybody wrong, and look at what he did. He beat him clearly. So Tank should have done the same. He didn't. That I could criticize, but then at the end also, if you're making 30 to 50 million, I don't even know what he's making to fight, to have an exhibition against just Jake Paul, I would imagine I would do the same.
No one would say no to that, right?
If I had one of my fighters get an offer to fight a big celebrity, a big YouTuber for $20-30 million, I would probably do the same. So I don't blame him. You know, it's boxing. At the end of his career, 20 years from now, nobody's gonna care how many belts he won or who he fought.
Bernie Thaw, a boxer, gives a very direct opinion on the situation. He laughs at people who say they're happy Tank is making money, saying they're missing the real point. Tank isn't short on cash. He's one of the highest paid boxers of his time. Fans aren't worried about his money. They care about who he fights. Bernie says people watch boxing for the action, the skill, and the big rivalries, not to cheer for someone's paycheck. What really matters to fans is what happens in real fights. He points out that if Lamont Roach beats Isaac Pitbull Cruz, that would be big news. Pitbull is seen as Tank's toughest opponent, so if Roach wins, it makes people wonder how strong Tank really is and where he stands among the top fighters. Bernie says Tank needs real, meaningful fights to keep his respect in the sport. These money-making fights, like the one with Jake Paul, might bring in cash, but they don't help build a true legacy. And for real boxing fans, legacy is what matters most.
Rematch with Tank, and it's I kind of don't really care about the fight no more. Starting to lose a little steam.
But I'm saying, I mean, if he stops Pitbull Cruz, right? I mean, don't you think that people would want to see, you know, Lamont and Tank more due to the fact that, you know, Tank had a hard time with Pitbull?
No, I think people just want to see Tank versus Lamont because Lamont, he had a hard time with Lamont. It's just like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. People just like controversy. People just like, you know what I'm saying? So people like to see finished business. You know, they don't want to leave it unfinished, and that's what the intrigue is. They want to people want to see finished business. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the intrigue of the fight, and it doesn't make no sense why they taking so fucking fight. You know, everybody keeps saying that, Tank getting the money, but is we getting the fucking money? Is we bidding there for the fucking money? Is he gonna give us some of the money? Are we waiting on him to feed us any bit? No. I want what I want. Fuck that. I'm selfish. I'm a fan. I want to see the fucking fight. I don't want to see no fucking circus. You know what I'm saying? So for everybody saying, oh, he get back, who gives a fuck? I hope he do get. He already rich as fuck. He already won 30 million in the last fight or something. He got more money than I'm ever gonna have. I don't give a fuck. I want to see the fights. I'm a fucking boxing fan. I want to see a fucking fight. I don't want to see no fucking farce. Fuck. Motherfucker count another motherfucker pockets. They all getting paid. These motherfuckers getting paid millions. Boy, we making how much? 60,000, 40,000 every motherfucking day. Going to work 9 hours a day and shit, and then coming home with come on, waiting on income tax and shit like that to get some big bread. Come on, man. I'm talking about the average person.
Lamont Roach speaks carefully but clearly about the drama around Tank's fight with Jake Paul. He says he doesn't have a problem with Tank taking the fight. Most fighters would jump at a big chance like that. But what he doesn't like is how it was handled. Roach says his contract with Tank included a rematch, but instead of talking things through, Tank went quiet and signed the deal with Jake Paul to Roach. That breaks trust and shows a lack of respect between fighters. He admits that, in Tank's shoes, he might have made the same choice, but only if it had been handled the right way. What upsets him isn't the fight itself, but the lack of honesty in communication. Boxing, he says, is supposed to be based on respect. When a fighter ignores past promises just to chase a big show, it hurts that idea. Roach understands the move might help Tank make money, but it feels wrong to those who care about fairness in the sport. To him, it was a missed chance to do the right thing.
Made right for not executing that rematch. Is it safe to say that there was some money given to you because of that?
Money given to me, not necessarily, but
okay.
You know, like I said, those guys took good care of me. Those guys on the other side took care of me. Not him personally and not his team personally, right. But you know,
but somebody made it right for that rematch not happening.
Kinda, you could say that. Yeah,
kinda. I understand. I don't understand the position you're in, but from the outside looking in, you had a phenomenal performance against arguably one of the best fighters, you know, top 10 pound for pound fighters in Tank, which many didn't believe it would happen. So you want the opportunity to get back, and you know, I guess get the victory. But can you really, honestly, putting yourself in Tank's shoes, be upset with taking advantage of the opportunity to fight Jake Paul? Reportedly, there's about $40 million that he's going to get paid. Now, I don't know this to be, you know, accurate, but I'm saying those are the reports, right? If you were in his shoes, wouldn't you do the same thing?
See, now, this is something that I explain and express, and I hope everybody gets. That opportunity is an opportunity that you probably cannot pass up, but it's about how you handle it. It's about how you go about it. A lot of people don't know that he actually exercised his rights to the rematch, so that contractually binds us to a fight. You cannot breach that unless you do what you have to do to handle the business, to be like, okay, well, we mutually agree to let you move on or swindle around and fight.
Jake Paul defends his fight with Tank by saying it's not just for show, like Mayweather versus Logan Paul. He explains that this is a real, official boxing match with judges and a clear winner, not a fake event. Jake points out there's a big knockout bonus, which he says gives both fighters strong motivation. He says he does best when people doubt him and think he'll lose. That kind of talk only pushes him to work harder. Jake says this fight isn't just about money. It's the biggest moment of his career so far to him. The knockout bonus means more than cash. It stands for everything he's been working for. A chance to prove himself against one of the toughest boxers out there. Jake says he's training harder than ever and truly believes he can win this time. He's not just trying to last the fight. He's trying to show he belongs in the ring with the best.
I mean, even the list you made years and years ago, Gervonta Davis is on the list. Yeah, exactly. It's all manifestation, and it's a very powerful thing. And yeah, I think people don't dream big or set massive aspirational goals and then also put the work in. I think that's the other thing, is like, I'm still doing sprints and track work and bench press and squats and all of these things for the sport of boxing. So when I transition to NFL, I'm going to have a lot of that natural explosiveness and power from the past 6 years of training every day.
Ryan Garcia doesn't hold back when expressing his opinion. He views Jake Paul's latest move as nothing more than a calculated publicity stunt aimed at keeping himself in the spotlight rather than genuinely contributing to the sport. Garcia, who has a personal history with Gervonta Tank Davis, believes that Davis accepted this fight not for the competitive challenge, but for the paycheck. In Garcia's view, true fighters define success by the legacy they leave behind, not by the attention or money a single event can generate.
Jake Paul versus Tank, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, everyone's talking about it. It's a whole thing. A lot of people liked it, didn't like it.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you first like saw that it was a thing?
It pissed me the fuck off, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
why?
it's just disappointing on mainly Jake's end. You know, we're not falling for the Disney Channel bit no more. We're not falling for you're not a fighter no more. We're not falling for that. You know, you're ranked as a cruiserweight and you're out here trying to fight a lightweight. And then on top of it, you were just talking about fighting Anthony Joshua. That doesn't make no sense. And, you know, I just felt like it was a disgrace to boxing and kind of it was not a good move by Jake Paul. You know, I understand people saying, you know, Gervonta got to go get his money, you know, blah, blah, blah. But, like, we're not talking about that shit. We're talking about the sport, bro. We're not talking about, oh, you got to get that money, bro. Yeah, but everybody's open to criticism. That's the whole point of this media shit. That's why they talk about basketball players. They don't talk about, well, LeBron's making too much. Like, nobody cares, bro. If LeBron's missing the shot, he's missing the fucking shot. So at the end of the day, bro, I just thought it was a disgrace to the sport. Because on one end, you know, you got the casuals, right? The casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. Yeah. And if Gervonta Davis doesn't fuck up Jake Paul, they're going to think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter. Yeah. And to me, that's just it's tricking the public, and it's kind of bullshit, bro, at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, if Gervonta was Jake Paul's size, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. There probably wouldn't even be a fight.
Sean Porter gives a more balanced, but still critical, take. He admits that Jake Paul has done something impressive by getting real boxers to fight him, but he points out that most of those fighters are in it for the money, not because they see Jake as a real challenge. Since the start of Jake's career, people have viewed him as a way to make a quick payday, not as a respected boxer. Porter says Jake has made real progress. His skills, training, and focus have clearly improved, but fame isn't the same as respect. In boxing, true respect comes from years of facing top-level opponents. Porter says the sport values more than just wins. It values legacy, heart, and long-term dedication.
I like when it's all said and done and when you guys go off, they going to the next man. So if y'all can make a big payday, go get that payday. The sport of boxing don't love you. And that's the problem with this sport. It's like, what Jake Paul did, man, it's crazy, but people getting paid off of it. Yeah. So if he can call any one of y'all out and y'all can get that payday, I say go get it, baby. I'm not mad at it.
For me, and I'm not mad at this move at all for Tank Davis, but I think when it comes to boxing fans, there's an essence that comes with this sport, and it's an essence that hasn't been lost, unlike other sports.
Comedian and boxing fan Earthquake gives a funny but honest take on Jake Paul's size. He says big, muscular fighters might look scary at first, but that edge fades once the fight gets going. Their rhythm slows down, their arms get heavy, and they run out of energy fast. Earthquake thinks this could be Jake's problem against Tank. Jake may have power, but Tank has the smarts and timing to make him miss and wear him out. He points out that muscles won't help once a fighter gets tired. What matters then is skill and patience. Earthquake says Jake might come out strong, throwing big punches early on, but as the rounds go on, Tank's calm and stamina will turn the fight in his favor. In the end, it's not about size, it's about balance, training, and rhythm. Earthquake puts it simply. Boxing isn't a muscle show. It's a test of heart, breath, and timing.
Well, you're a boxing fan?
Totally.
Okay. Tank Davis and Jake Paul in November. According to betonline.ag, Jake Paul's the underdog at plus 139. Gervonta Davis is the favorite at minus 180. So he's the favorite almost 2-1.
Right.
What do you think will happen in this ring?
I don't know, but Tank should beat him. Tank should beat him, but Tank is smaller. And usually in boxing, you take the bigger man, but then again, Terrence Crawford killed that when he beat Canelo.
They're the same weight.
Yeah, they were
at the time. Well, no, maybe a little bit different after they rehydrated, but they weighed in at the same weight. There's a 30-pound difference between Gervonta and Jake Paul. Jake Paul had to lose like 30 pounds to get down to like 195. And Gervonta, I think, was like 160.
Gervonta all the way up to 160?
Well, hold on. Gervonta.
160?
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. No. 133.8.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, he 133.
It's a 60-pound weight difference.
Yes.
60 pounds.
Yes.
In the end, the upcoming fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis has sparked a wide range of reactions, from sharp criticism to cautious support. Fighters, fans, and even comedians are weighing in on what this matchup means for boxing's future. Some see it as a money grab, others as a missed opportunity, and a few as a real challenge. What's clear is that legacy, respect, and competition still matter. What do you think? Is this fight a bold move or a step back for boxing? Drop your thoughts in the comments and share this with a fellow fight fan.